Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. We're halfway into September now. We've definitely got a change in weather, even though it's been really nice and warm recently. Definitely we've got a bit of a change and got a bit of an autumn vibe. So I've got my nice lumberjack on. I'm feeling cozy. I'm feeling good. I just want to say hi. How are we all doing? Having a little check-in. As we sort of find ourselves going to this autumn time, you know, summer's sort of unfortunately past now, and we're going to a more cooler, calmer, darker month. So what do? In my experience and people around me, we tend to go back to more spending time inside. We tend to go back more to our practice. I feel we tend to sort of work out more. We tend to go back to the studio. We tend to start those classes up again. Summertime, it's very easy to go out, especially if you're in England and the weather isn't always as sunny and the summer isn't as sunny as it should be. You make the most of it, don't you? And I don't know about you, but when the sun's out, I want to be out having fun, having lots of fun with my friends, going on little adventures. Quite often with that, we end up, whatever we'll be doing, barbecue this, social trips. What else tends to be involved in that is alcohol. Not for everyone, but definitely for a few of us. Definitely has been and still is part of me and socializing. Nothing like it used to be, nothing what it used to be, but it definitely is still part. I still have a drink, I still enjoy a drink. And I guess what I want to do is just make a little video about how my relationship with alcohol has changed and is continuing to change. Like I said, I still do drink alcohol, nothing like I used to. I definitely used to be a bit more wilder, a lot of late nights, partying very hard, and just giving it large, going for as much as I could, and just sort of trashing myself. As times have gone on, as I've got a bit older, hopefully a little bit more wiser, I have definitely reduced the amount of alcohol I drink. But also what has really helped that is my awareness around why I wanted to drink. In the earlier days, it was fun, or how I look at it, there was the fun aspect and there's the release aspect, and the flavour as well. There's that component is there. There used to be a lot of fun for drinking, flavour not so much, and it was the release. It was like a sort of form of escape, because I used to be a lot more in a place in my life where I would get more stressed and anxious, overwhelmed really quite quickly. Especially going through my mid-20s, heading up towards the sort of 30s, but mainly like my mid-20s. Me and Rich sort of joke around, we went for a little mid-20s crisis because we were having this shift, this change inside of us, wanted to become different people, but we just didn't really know what was going on. So didn't know where to go, or we weren't sort of going through that process as good as we could do. So we became quite stressed, a bit lost, you know, when everyone around us was changing, getting into careers and all this sort of stuff. We were struggling, sort of almost in this like standstill. So what we would do, a weekend would come and we would love a good drink, love a good sort of release. But fortunately, you know, over time, we got into yoga, we got into breathwork, we got into more mindfulness, we started growing food, and we became much more aware of who we are and what we're about. And with that, our alcohol consumption, and my alcohol consumption, definitely dropped down. I found that, and we've got a plane coming over, so you'll probably pick that up on the mic, but I definitely found when I was drinking alcohol, and I'm sure I speak for a lot of us, when we drink alcohol, in the moment, it can make us feel better. It can take away those worries, it can numb the pain and reduce the anxiety, and help us just feel more in the moment and more fun. And sometimes I feel we want that, we need that, you know. Okay, maybe alcohol isn't always the right way, but we feel we need to have that form of escape. Obviously, a more healthier, sustainable way is finding some sort of practice, some sort of technique, whatever it may be, whatever sort of sport activity, mindfulness, meditation, breath work, a way to sort of facilitate that practice, facilitate that energy, move into a more natural way of self-regulating, because it's a way of self-soothing, isn't it, alcohol? Yes, we can have it for fun. Yes, we can have it for an escape. We can have it to release, but it is a form of self-soothing, and maybe not the most healthiest way of self-soothing and self-regulating ourselves. So ways that we have adopted is we're very pro sort of breath work and movement, getting out in nature. We grow food, and that has been really beneficial, being barefoot out in nature. Reconnection with people and friendship, good conversations. But I found that sort of, as I have got older, I still do like a drink and I still do like a late night, but nothing like I used to when I was younger, that's for sure. But I think as time has gone on, I definitely have, funny enough, then sort of acquired that sort of taste for certain, what I call a real yummy tasting IPA. I love a good Indian Pale Ale. And I can sip that and really appreciate the taste now. Yeah, obviously a bit of a relax, a little bit of a buzz. But I've developed that awareness, and should I say, furthermore developing that awareness of, okay, why am I going for that drink? Is this just out of habit? Is this just sort of a default mode, end of the week, oh, let's have a drink? Why? To release the stress, to burn off that stress. Yeah, sometimes there's a time and a place, 100%. Nothing against people that do that. And I still swing in and out of that. But I have found things like breath work and movement and getting outside, breathing fresh air and moving, especially in the morning, helps me to self-regulate and self-soothe in a more, what I think, a more healthy, sustainable way. Sustainable as in, if I do this on and on and on, the negative effect, there isn't really any, okay? But if I carry on drinking, at least like I was, okay, it's gonna damage my body. And although I feel great when I'm doing it in the evening or whenever I would, the next morning I'll wake up feeling pretty shitty, and so then what would I do? I'd feel anxious, I'd feel stressed because I'm hungover, and I've got these hormones of stress floating around, and my vibration is just low and heavy. The mind is racing. I don't know about you, but as I've got older, when I am hungover, the mental health just falls off a cliff so much more easily, like I've been on a wild one all night, So I'm so much more aware of that, and I sort of take some more time these days, definitely, of going, okay, is it really worth the next day? And quite often it's not. Or remembering to drink a bit of water, it doesn't always happen as much as it should do, but So I guess the point I'm trying to say is, what I found on my journey to feel more sort of centered and to help reduce the amount of stress and overwhelm is managing and changing my relationship around alcohol. Drinking less and then substituting it for, okay, what's a more healthier way to self-regulate and soothe my nervous system? I turn to some yoga, I turn to some movement, I turn to some breath work, I turn to some fresh air outside, and often lean into that anxiety in the morning, okay, and then quite often within half an hour to an hour, my vibration is lifted, my mindset has become more uplifted, and I feel back to a more centered, confident person where I've regained more of who I am, okay? So I'll probably leave it as that, but I just want to say, I'd love to hear from you. What have you found you've sort of cut out as you've been on a journey to find a more confident, centered part of yourself? Have you struggled with stress and anxiety, overwhelm, and used alcohol? And we could do a whole nother video about other substances and plant medicines and everything, the good, the bad, everything in between. Yeah, and what has sort of worked for you? I know with me, alcohol was definitely for fun, definitely for release. Now there's still a bit of fun, there's still a bit of release, but I appreciate and I value the flavour in certain drinks. I'm more picky now. I swear, when you're younger, you just want to drink anything and you just want to get drunk. At least me and a lot of my friends back in the day. But as time has gone on, I've definitely shifted into a new space and relationship around it. So yeah, I guess I wanted to share that. Establishing that connection with, okay, how much am I drinking alcohol? Is it serving me? Is it working against me? Is it, yes, in the moment, making me feel more relaxed and more higher vibe? but then actually is it coming back and biting me in the ass the next day, putting me back into even more stress, overwhelm and anxiety, and just making things worse and compounding. And then I get stuck, or we get stuck in this, or fear of getting stuck, potential in this loop of feeling crap, wanting a drink to feel less crap, feeling better, but then waking up the next day feeling more crap, wanting to have a drink, and so on. So it's developing that awareness, that mindfulness around it. So yeah, like I said, I still do have a drink, nothing like I used to. I've done periods of months away from it, and it's been amazing. I'm sure that will happen, and who knows, maybe at some point I'll completely knock it on the head. Who knows? At least at the moment, I do appreciate a nice tasting Indian Pale Ale is my drink of choice at the moment. But like I said, it's more of a lot less. But I would be a hypocrite to say stop, because right where I'm at the moment, I enjoy it, but in a much more conscious way. So yeah, I'd love to hear how you guys are getting on, and I'll leave it as that. So yeah, I just want to say have a beautiful, what day are we today? It is Friday. Had a lovely sea dip this morning with Rich and good friend Blaney down on Sobo Beach. That is a really good way to set you up, reset yourself and set yourself up and feel good and high vibe from that. That's a good natural high, I will say. And then we had a lovely coffee as well. So anyway, I'll leave it as that. So yeah, much love from me to you. Mwah. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a beautiful weekend, or whenever you land on this video, and I will see you all soon, okay?